The desert winds were sharp that day, blowing red sand against Commander Jakob's face. His ship had crashed during a patrol over Planet E91, a quiet outer colony no one cared about until recently. He wasn't sure what hit them. 1 second. Skies were clear. The next they were falling like a burning rock. Jakob's shoulder hurt. His cums were dead. He checked his pistol half power. Supplies? Barely enough to last a day. Still, he was alive. That was more than he could say for his crew. The escape pod had landed far away. He was alone, or so he thought. Something moved behind the rocks ahead. Light steps, quick and soft. He raised his pistol, voice steady. "Come out." No answer. Just a low growl, like a cat warning someone off. But it wasn't a normal cat. The sound was too deep. Too intelligent. A small shape darted from the shadows. She was fast. Jakob barely had time to react. She stopped 10 feet away, crouched low, eyes glowing faint purple in the dusty sun. It was a girl, not human. She stood barely 5 feet tall, with soft fur covering her arms and legs. Large cat ears twitched on top of her head. A thin tail curled behind her. Her eyes locked onto Jakob's, unblinking and serious. Her mouth moved, but no words came out, just clicks and soft mewls. She wasn't here to fight. That much Jakob could feel. "Easy," he said gently, lowering his weapon. "I'm not here to hurt you." She took a step closer, sniffed the air, then pointed at his chest. Her voice came out strange and quiet. "You strong?" Jakob blinked. "What?" Before he could ask more, another voice rang out from behind. "No." It hissed. "He mine." Jakob turned quickly. Another figure stood behind him, another alien cat girl. Almost the same size, but this one had bright blue eyes and darker fur. Her arms were crossed, but her claws were out. "Mine," she repeated. "I found him first last moon." The first girl hissed back. "He mine now." Jakob slowly put his hands up. "Hold on, what's going on?" The second girl stepped closer, staring at him with sharp intensity. "You fix metal bird. We watch. You fix fire too. You strong. We want strong mate." Jakob's heart skipped. "Wait, what? Mate?" The first girl nodded. "Yes, need strong male. You good, you stay." He looked between the two. Both stared at him like he was the last piece of food in a starving camp. Their tails twitched. Their ears flicked. He could feel the tension rising between them. "I didn't sign up for this," he muttered. The first girl stepped forward and gently touched his arm. "You choose, one of us, or we fight." Wait. Jakob tried to back away, but the second girl moved to block him. The blue-eyed one looked up at him. "Choose. Now." Jakob realized this wasn't just some tribal argument. These two were serious. And if he didn't choose, they might kill each other. A deep growl started low in the throat of the first girl. The other one answered with her own rumble. They began to circle him. Jakob's mind raced. What was this place? Why were they acting like this? And how long had they been watching him since the crash? He took a breath. "Okay, stop. I'm not choosing anyone right now. We need shelter, food, safety, then we talk." The two girls paused. They looked at each other, then at him. Finally, the one with purple eyes gave a slow nod. "Safe. Yes. Cave. Follow me." The other hissed again. "My cave," Jakob sighed. "Then both of you lead. I'll follow." Reluctantly, the two girls started walking. Each one stayed close to him, refusing to let the other get too near. Their eyes stayed sharp, watching each other like rivals on a battlefield. As the sun dropped low and shadows grew long, Jakob followed the strange pair toward a nearby cliffside. Every step raised more questions. Who were they? Why did they want him? And what kind of world had he just crashed into? He didn't have the answers yet, but he knew one thing for sure. This was going to get complicated. The cave was hidden behind a wall of dry vines. From the outside, it looked like a crack in the rock. But once Jakob stepped inside, he was surprised. The space opened wide, cool, clean, and dry. A small fire pit rested near the back wall. Stone shelves were packed with dried plants, small bones, and oddly shaped fruit. The two alien girls moved like shadows. One went to the fire pit, throwing in dry grass and lighting it with a spark stone. The flame rose quickly. The other brought him a leaf-wrapped bundle of meat. She placed it in front of him and then sat on the floor, tail curled neatly around her legs. Jakob sat between them, unsure what to say. His eyes went from one to the other. They were both watching him, quiet, waiting. The girl with purple eyes finally spoke. "My name is Tali." The other flicked her tail. "Mine is Sira." He nodded slowly. "I'm Jakob." Tali leaned closer. "You fix things, you make fire, you are strong male." Sira gave a short huff. "He smell good." "I saw him first." "You smell too much," Tali muttered. Jakob raised a hand. "Please, stop fighting." They both looked at him, ears twitching. Then Sira asked, "You stay?" Jakob rubbed his forehead. "I didn't mean to come here. My ship crashed. I have to find my way back." Tali's ears lowered. "You leave?" Sira crawled closer. "If you leave, you die. Bad creatures hunt at night. Big wings, sharp claws." Jakob paused. "What do you mean?" Sira pointed to the entrance. "Sky beasts, they eat small ones. They smell fire, come when sundown." Tali added, "We hide here, safe, warm, with you safer." Jakob looked toward the cave mouth. The sky outside had turned deep red. The twin moons had started to rise. If they were telling the truth, it was too dangerous to move now. He looked back. "All right, I'll stay tonight." Tali purred softly. Pleased, Sira smiled, showing her tiny fangs. "Good." Jakob took a bite of the food. It was chewy but not bad. He tried not to think about where it came from. As they sat by the fire, Tali moved closer, touching his arm again. Her fur was soft. "Warm. You feel strong." Sira narrowed her eyes. "He tired." "Don't touch." Jakob gave a weak smile. "I really need rest." Without a word, both girls stood up and moved to opposite sides of the cave. Each one made a soft bed of grass and thick fur. Then they looked at him again. Tali patted the space beside her. "Sleep here." Sira pointed to hers. "No, here better." Jakob groaned softly. "You two are going to drive me crazy." They both smiled. Jakob stood slowly. "I'll sleep in the middle." Both girls blinked. "You two stay on your sides," he said. "No fighting, deal?" Tali nodded slowly. Sira sighed but agreed. "Fine, for now." Jakob lay down on the cool floor, his body still sore. The warmth of the fire helped. So did the peace, at least for now. The two girls lay down too close, but not too close. Silent. For a long while, no one said anything. Then, in the dark, Tali whispered, "We need strong blood." Sira whispered back, "We choose him." Jakob's eyes opened. He didn't sleep much after that. Jakob woke to soft breathing near his neck. The fire had burned low, and cool air filled the cave. When he opened his eyes, he saw two tails curled near his legs, one from Tali, the other from Sira. Both girls had moved closer during the night. He carefully sat up. His back ached and his uniform was covered in dust. But his mind was sharper now. He needed to fix his beacon. That was the only way to signal for rescue. He looked around. "Tali, Sira, I need my bag." Tali blinked awake, stretching like a cat. "You leave?" "No," Jakob said. "But I need something from the crash site. It's important." Sira sat up fast. "Too far. Sky beasts watch there." "I can't call help without it," Jakob said. "If I don't fix it, I'm stuck." Here forever. Tali's ears twitched. Maybe we go with you. Sira's tail flicked. We protect. We know ground. Jakob hesitated. It's dangerous. Tali stepped forward. We small, but we fast. We fight too. Sira added, we don't leave mate alone. Jakob sighed. I'm not your mate. They both stared. Yet, Sira said quietly. Jakob didn't answer. He just grabbed a long stick for support and stepped outside. The morning light was gold and sharp. The wind had calmed. Jakob pointed to a ridge far in the distance. My escape pod landed there. My bag's inside. Tali sniffed. The air still smells smoke. Maybe fire still burning. Sira crouched. We move now, before sun climbs high. They moved quickly across the dry land. The alien girls were fast leaping over rocks, climbing steep slopes with ease. Jakob struggled to keep up, his legs heavier and slower. As they neared the ridge, Tali raised a hand. Stop, look. Below them, the escape pod lay half buried in sand. The side door had been ripped open. Metal was scattered across the dirt. Jakob's heart sank. That's not how I left it. Sira growled low. Beasts. They smell food, tear metal. He gripped his stick tighter. Then we move fast. They slid down the slope, dust flying around their feet. Jakob reached the pod first, crawling. Inside, sparks popped from the control panel, but his bag was still there, torn but not broken. He grabbed it and checked inside. The beacon core was cracked, but maybe still usable. Outside, Tali hissed. Something's coming. Jakob jumped out. In the sky, large shapes circled. Shadows with long wings and narrow faces, sky beasts. Sira shouted. Jakob didn't wait. Run! They ran back toward the rocks. The wind picked up again. One of the flying creatures dived, long claws flashing in the light. Tali threw a stone and screamed, Go away! The beast veered off, but another one followed. Jakob slipped. His bag flew from his hands. He crawled to grab it, too slow. Suddenly, Sira leaped over him and slashed at the beast's face. Her claws tore the skin, and the creature howled in pain, flying off. Jakob gasped. You saved me. She didn't answer. Her breathing was heavy. Blood dripped from her arm. They reached the cave just in time. The beasts didn't follow past the cliff edge. Inside, Jakob dropped the bag and fell to his knees. That was close. Tali closed the entrance with stones. Sky beasts fear tight space. We safe now. Jakob looked at Sira's arm. You're hurt. She tried to hide it. Small cut. Nothing. Tali moved closer and licked the wound. Must clean, or it rot. Jakob helped wrap her arm with clean cloth from his bag. Sira didn't complain. Her eyes stayed on him the whole time. You protect me, he said softly. Sira smiled weakly. Of course. You're mine. Jakob didn't argue this time. As night came again, he sat near the fire, beacon parts laid out in front of him. His hands worked quickly, but his thoughts were full of questions. Why did these two want him so badly? Why him? Was it really just because he was strong? Tali sat beside him, head tilted. What you think? Jakob didn't answer. Sira lay on her side, eyes half closed. When beacon fixed, will you leave? Jakob paused. Maybe. I have to go home. Tali looked down. Then we have little time. Jakob looked at them both. And for the first time, he wasn't sure if he wanted to leave anymore. Jakob stayed up late, working on the beacon. Sparks danced across the metal pieces as he adjusted the cracked core. It wasn't perfect, but it was working, slowly charging. He glanced at Tali and Sira. Both were asleep now, curled up on opposite sides of the fire, their soft tails twitching slightly in their sleep. Tali's arms were folded under her head. Sira had her injured arm tucked close to her chest. Jakob sighed and leaned back. He had fixed the hardest part. With luck, the beacon would send out a signal by morning. If a patrol picked it up, They'd find him within 2 days. That should have made him happy, but his chest felt heavy. He looked at the sleeping girls. They were alien, feral, sharp, strange. But they had cared for him, protected him. One had risked her life for him. And now he might leave them behind like they were nothing. A soft sound broke the silence. Jakob looked up. Tali had woken up. She walked over slowly and sat next to him. Beacon glow. Jakob nodded. It's almost ready. Tali looked into the fire. When it speak, sky men come? Yes, Jakob said quietly. They'll take me home. She was quiet for a long time. Then she whispered, you are already home. With us. Jakob didn't know what to say. Tali leaned her head on his shoulder. You warm, you kind, you fix things, you make safe, you feel like home. Jakob stared into the fire. Sira woke next. She sat up, blinking sleep from her eyes. When she saw them sitting close, her eyes narrowed. She stood and walked over slowly. You pick her? Jakob looked at her. No, we were just talking. Sira crouched in front of them, arms on her knees. You must choose, soon. Jakob frowned. Why? Tali spoke quietly. Because soon we must go into heat. Jakob blinked. Heat? Sira nodded. We are at the age. It happens every cycle. It starts with the moons. Jakob looked toward the cave mouth. The twin moons were nearly full. Sira's eyes softened. We can't wait forever. If no mate, our bodies suffer. Tali added. Some die, some go mad. Jakob's voice was low. You're telling me if I don't pick, one of you could die? Tali nodded slowly. It is our way, we don't beg. But we don't share either. Jakob stood up, heart pounding. This is insane. You're asking me to choose. Like it's a game. I didn't come here for this. Sira stood too. We know, but we feel for you, more than heat. You are different. Tali stepped forward. You are not a prize. But you are special. Jakob turned away, staring at the glowing beacon. A soft blue light pulsed from its center. Home was calling, Earth, people, his life before the crash. But then he heard soft steps behind him. Sira placed her small hand on his back. Tell us when you're ready, but don't wait too long. Tali whispered. We don't want to fight, not with claws, not with pain. But we will. They stepped back, giving him space. Jakob sat beside the beacon, staring at the light. His thoughts were a storm. He had survived. He had built safety in the wild. And now he was being asked to make a choice that no soldier or engineer could prepare for. Morning came with silence. The beacon blinked faster. Jakob knew it wouldn't be long now. The morning sun was pale and cold. Jakob sat near the cave entrance, staring at the blinking beacon in his hands. Each blink was faster now. The signal had gone out. Someone would hear it soon. Tali and Sira watched from a distance. They didn't speak. Their ears were low. Their tails moved slowly, uneasy. Jakob's hands trembled slightly. His thoughts were heavy. This wasn't just about survival anymore. Now it was about them. 2 tiny alien cat girls who had fought for him, cared for him, and were ready to risk everything just for the right to stay close. He stood up and walked outside. Tali followed. Her voice was soft. You choose? Jakob didn't answer. Sira joined them. Her eyes searched his face. We smell the sky. The ships are close. Jakob looked toward the horizon. The distant sound of engines hummed in the air. It wasn't loud yet, but it was coming. He turned to them. Why me? Tali blinked. You're strong. Sira stepped forward. But not just strong. You help, you listen. You fight, but not with anger. Tali added, you didn't treat us like animals. Jakob looked away. I don't want either of you to get hurt. Sira's voice was sad. We are already hurt. He turned back. You're not like human girls. Sira gave a small smile. You're not like alien males either. Tali stepped forward. We never wanted this fight. But our blood burns. It makes us choose. And now, you must too. Jakob looked between them. His heart beat hard. One had been bold. One had been gentle. Both had risked their lives. Both had waited. Both had protected him. He stepped towards Sira first. Her eyes widened. You're fierce, Jakob said. You saved me from the sky beast. You protect without fear. She held her breath. He turned to Tali. And you kept me warm. You shared food. You understood me better than anyone has in a long time. Tali lowered her head slightly. Her voice almost breaking. Then who? Jakob closed his eyes. The sound of engines grew louder. A shadow passed overhead. A dropship. Jakob opened his eyes and looked at them both. I won't choose between you, he said finally. Not like this. Not because your bodies are changing. Not because I'm afraid of losing one of you. They both stared at him. I care about both of you, he said. But this isn't just about mating. It's about something deeper. You gave me your trust. Let me give you mine. He held out his hands. Come with me. Both of you, back to my world. We'll figure it out together. Not as rivals, but as family. Tali's eyes filled with tears. Sira looked stunned. We leave. This land? Jakob nodded. If you want to. You're not bound here. The dropship hovered now, just above the ridge. Jakob turned to the beacon and lifted it high. A light flashed. The ship spotted him. Dust swirled as it descended. Tali and Sira held each other's hands without speaking. Then, slowly, they stepped forward and stood beside him. As the ship door opened with a hiss, Jakob looked at them one last time. Are you sure? Sira nodded. Where you go, we go. Tali whispered. We choose you. Jakob smiled, and together, the three of them walked into the light. Asterisk. The dropship rose high above the red desert, leaving the strange world behind. Jakob sat in the back seat, strapped in, his eyes on the two alien girls sitting beside him. They were silent, both holding hands tightly, eyes wide as they looked out the small window. Tali whispered, so fast, sky moves like wind. Sira pressed her face to the glass. Big sky. Bigger than I thought. Jakob smiled. You haven't seen anything yet. They landed at the nearest colony outpost, an Earth military base on the edge of the system. Medics rushed in, scanning him, checking his vitals, asking questions. But all Jakob could do was glance back again and again, making sure the two small girls behind him were safe. The soldiers looked at them with confusion, suspicion. Whispers filled the room. Are those aliens? Where are their parents? Why? Are they with him? Jakob stepped forward and spoke firmly. They saved my life. They're not prisoners. They're with me. There was silence. One officer stepped closer. They're non-human, Commander. You know the rules. Jakob looked at the two girls. Tali stood tall, her tail curled tightly. Sira growled low, ready to fight if needed. He turned back to the officer. Then change the rules. There was a pause. Then the officer slowly nodded. You'll need clearance, exams, papers. Jakob nodded. Then I'll do all of it, but they stay. Over the next week, tests were done. The girls were scanned, interviewed, observed. Jakob never left their side. Tali was quiet during the days, confused by machines and lights. Sira asked many questions, poking every screen and box she found. But both stayed close to Jakob always, touching his sleeve, holding his hand, never far from his side. One evening, they sat in the garden behind the medical dome. Real trees, fresh air. Tali sat close to him. Do your people always look at us like this? Jakob nodded. They've never seen someone like you before. Sira leaned against his arm. We're not afraid. He looked at them. You don't Have to stay. You're free now. You could go anywhere. You could even return to your land. Tali's eyes softened. Why would we leave? Sira looked up at him. We didn't follow you through fire and sky to leave you now. Jakob smiled. But I didn't choose. Tali gently took his hand. You did. You chose not to let either of us go. Sira whispered. That means more than you know. Jakob looked at the stars dot in that moment. He didn't feel like a soldier. Or a lost man. He felt home. Weeks passed. The military cleared the case. Jakob was given leave and a new home near the edge of a peaceful green valley. He built a cabin there, simple, warm, and safe. Tali helped grow a garden. Sira hunted and patrolled the woods. They both slept near the fire each night. Always close. Always watching him. One night, as the wind moved gently through the trees, Tali lay her head in his lap. You gave us safety, she whispered. Sira curled up on his other side. And now we give you our hearts. Jakob looked down at them. Their soft fur, their glowing eyes, their deep trust. He had never asked for this, but he had found something rare, and he would never let it go. The stars moved slowly above them, and in a cabin far from war, far from orders and loss, a human lived peacefully, with two tiny alien cat girls who had once fought over his love, but now stood united in it. Together. Always.